The winds of Velaris Prime howled across the barren plains, carrying dust and ash where once there had been rivers and orchards. The droughts had claimed many lives, and now they had claimed hers. Lira stood over the small mound of stones where her mother lay buried. She was only 8 cycles old, her small violet-scaled body trembling in the chill of evening. Her eyes, wide and gold, were red from crying. Her clan stood a distance away. None came close. None touched her shoulder or whispered words of comfort. The elder finally spoke, his voice hard as the cracked earth beneath them. "Without your mother, there is no place for you here. The weak cannot be carried. You are banished, child. Survive if you can." Lyra's heart lurched. "Please, I can help. I can gather water. I can work." But the elder turned his back, and one by one, the clan followed. Their silhouettes vanished into the dust until only the little girl remained at her mother's grave. Alone. Days blurred into nights. Lira wandered the plains, clutching the ragged satchel her mother had left her. Inside was a cracked water gourd, a strip of dried root, and nothing more. Hunger gnawed at her belly. The suns burned her skin by day and froze her bones by night. Each step grew heavier, her small feet raw from the rough ground. She tried to trap a sand lizard once, but her hands were too weak, too clumsy. She tried to chew the tough bark of the withered shrubs, but her teeth ached. By the 3rd night, she lay curled in the hollow of a rock, her breath shallow, her body shaking. She whispered to the stars, "Mama, I'm coming soon," but fate had other plans. The sound woke her first, an engine's low hum cutting across the silence of the plains. Then came light, sweeping across the dust like a pale dawn. Lira squinted. A ship was landing, its thrusters kicking up clouds. She shrank back into her hollow, too weak to run, too afraid to hope. The ship's ramp hissed open. Boots crunched on the earth. A figure emerged, tall, broad-shouldered, wrapped in a jacket that flapped in the wind. His skin was pale, his hair dark, his eyes sharp. A human. He scanned the plain, then froze when he saw her small form. "What in the—" He strode closer, kneeling. "Hey, you're just a kid." Lira whimpered, pressing against the stone. "Don't hurt me." His expression softened. "I'm not here to hurt you. Name's Connor. What's yours?" She swallowed hard. Lira. Lira." He nodded, as though anchoring it in his mind. His gaze flicked over her trembling body, her sunburned skin, her cracked lips. He cursed under his breath and unhooked a canteen from his belt. "Here. Drink." She hesitated, staring at the metal flask as though it were a trap. "Go on," he urged gently. "It's clean. I promise." Her tiny claws shook as she reached out. The water touched her lips, cool and pure, and tears spilled down her cheeks as she drank greedily. Connor waited, patient, until she lowered the canteen. "Where's your family?" Her throat tightened. "Gone. Banished me. Mama's gone too." The human's jaw clenched. For a long moment he said nothing. Then he stood and extended a hand. "Not anymore. Come on. You're with me now." The inside of his ship was warm, humming with life. Lyra's eyes darted around at the glowing panels, the humming engines, the shelves stacked with tools and supplies. Connor guided her to a seat, rummaging through a crate until he pulled out a sealed ration pack. "Not fancy, but it'll fill you up." The food was bland compared to her mother's cooking, but to Lira, it was a feast. She devoured it, crumbs clinging to her claws. Connor watched, arms crossed. "You're tough, kid. Survived out there alone this long takes grit." She shook her head. "I'm weak. That's why they sent me away." "Wrong.
His voice was firm.
They sent you away because they were cowards, not because you're weak. Her golden eyes widened. You don't think I'm useless? He leaned down until his gaze met hers. Lira, you're still here. You didn't give up. That makes you stronger than most. Her chest ached with something she couldn't name. For the first time since her mother's death, she felt safe. Days became weeks. Connor traveled the frontier, hauling cargo between colonies. Lira stayed aboard the ship, slowly regaining strength. She swept the deck, sorted supplies, and peppered him with endless questions about the stars, engines, and the strange ways of humans. At first, he chuckled and brushed her off. But soon, he found himself explaining everything in detail: how thrusters bent gravity, how trade routes worked, why humans always packed extra food, just in case. She listened wide-eyed, storing every word. You're learning faster than most recruits I've trained, he admitted one night as she helped him fix a fuel line. Her small chest swelled with pride. Maybe I can be useful after all. You already are, he said, and meant it. Not everyone saw it that way. On a refueling stop at Droska Outpost, a group of miners spotted her as she followed Connor through the bay. Their eyes narrowed at the mark on her skin, faint but visible, the stain of exile. One sneered. Look at that. An outcast. You keeping strays now, human? Lira shrank behind Connor, shame flooding her veins. Connor stepped forward, his voice low and dangerous. Careful. Another miner laughed. She's nothing. Banished trash. Better to leave her where she belongs. Connor didn't flinch. She belongs with me. The words cut through the bay like a blade. The miners backed down, muttering, but Lyra's heart was pounding too loud to hear them. That night, she whispered, "Why did you say that?" He glanced at her. Because it's true. You're my crew now. And nobody talks down to my crew. Tears filled her golden eyes. For the first time since her mother's death, she believed she had a place. Months passed. Lira grew stronger, sharper. Connor taught her how to pilot small maneuvers, how to patch leaks, how to stand tall even when others mocked her. She cooked meals with the few spices he could barter for, filling the ship with scents of her old home. One evening, as the stars drifted by outside the viewport, she looked at him and whispered, "Thank you."
For what? He asked.
For seeing me, for not leaving me behind. Connor's smile was small, but it reached his eyes. That's what humans do, kid. We don't give up on people. Not when they need us. Years later, travelers across the frontier spoke of a human hauler and his strange young companion, an alien girl with golden eyes who laughed at the controls and fixed engines faster than most mechanics. Few knew the truth of how she had nearly died alone on the plains. Fewer still knew that she had been saved by one simple act of human kindness. But Lira never forgot. She carried the memory of her mother's grave, the words of rejection, the hunger and fear. And she carried, too, the moment a human had extended his hand and said, "You're with me now." And because of that, she was alive. Because of that, she had a future. Because of that, she was home.